Hello everyone, this is Kosher Bacon. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Yay! Alrighty then. So, last episode we built that thing. Am I experiencing... What's going... Oh, I'm walking on this and it's... Okay. Straighten that out for a minute. I'm thinking... So whoever crashed this ship, the person that was totally not me, did a pretty big number on the front of it. I don't know what the nautical term is, and for some reason we use nautical terms in space. I don't know, maybe Space Force will tell me what it is supposed to be. And, like, I'm gonna have to rip it to pieces if I'm gonna make enough ships to build it up properly. So I don't think we're gonna be able to fix it. I'm thinking we'll just have to build our own red ship. So the plan is we're gonna build our own platform over here in the asteroid, right? Like, just start over here, build a thing, done. And we'll use that for our base. We'll put refineries, assemblers, all those good things over there. We'll make a ship launching yard, that sort of thing. And yeah, we're going to rip the red ship. We're going to use the red ship for spare parts for it. For example, these large thrusters over here are like 960 thruster components, which takes cobalt, which currently I don't have a source of. But I don't need to have a source of it because I've got these thrusters all over this place. So I converted this to a station last episode, so that's what we're going to use it for. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to start the timer. Give me just 1 second. 30 minutes. Okay, so let's get to work on building a regular base. I wanted to get the driller up and running first, and we're probably going to want a welder before too long, but before then, I think you can just attach to one of these like this, and it will work. I think. I could be mistaken, though, so we're not going to go too big on this or too crazy. Just a basic structure. So yeah, right now we got the elite welder, so we can weld these things up pretty quickly. Otherwise, I would insist on making a welding ship, and I'm out of steel plates already. So yeah, this is where it gets crazy. Control panel. First, let's go inventory, show all connected. Do we have steel plates anywhere in storage before I go nuts here? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, production. Assembler, you will be in charge of steel plates. A couple hundred or 1,000 or so of them. And we should have enough in storage for it to do that. So yeah, while it does that, let's go deal with another issue we have. Oh. Well, that's an issue. Also, I bumped into that hard enough to give it no fuel, huh? Where's the reactor? There it is. I want to go put this iron away and grind down this monstrosity of a thing. Oh, it's so heavy. It doesn't like to move. Alright, so the good news is, connectors exist in this game. If you want to transfer from one ship to another, you don't have to do it manually through your own inventory. You can actually do it through a connector. So we're going to try and line this thing up and put a connector on it. Alright, so connectors are pretty straightforward. You need steel plate, computer, motor, small steel tube, construction component. The big thing we need is steel plate, which we used up to make those tiny things. So here, let's go steel. Use some of those, steal some of these. And they're in the assembler, and this is the large cargo container. This is what I'm talking about when I want to make a base. I want to be able to access anything from anything else. There we go. Our inventory is starting to fill up a little, but we're about to weld a small ship connector, so we'll be fine. Okay, connector is enabled. Now comes the hard thing. I gotta eyeball this in, and depth perception is a pain. When the connector turns yellow, it means that it's close enough to make a connection. Down a little. Down. What do you mean you can't connect? Here, let's add this. And, I'm like right up against it, aren't I? There, they should both count as built by me. So why aren't they connecting? I want to transfer the iron ore. Let me connect. I'm pressing the hotkey to connect, and it's not working. Also, my view just got screwed up. Where am I? There I am. Here, maybe I'm too tilted at too much of an angle. You can connect small ships and large ships. I've done this before. Go in. Okay, that's not helping. Amazingly, that didn't down. You know what? Fine. You want to be dumb? Let's be dumb. Just. Small cargo container. You can have everything we're holding right now. Fine. I wanted to wait a little bit to let all those steel plates I just ordered craft up, right? So let's go do this. So there is a collector. I think you can just drop either K or I. You could just drop this and it will go into the collector. But I was hoping for a better solution. So let's just go show connected inventories. Can I put this directly into the refinery? No. Where can I put this? I can put this into the large cargo container. That's fine. If you had the connectors, you could do it from within the cockpit of the ship itself. Speaking of the cockpit, it's also filled with iron. Carg. Okay, we've moved the iron over. We can now safely grind this thing down to a pulp. Let's go steal back our uranium. There we go. Small ship is done. Goodbye. Hold on, let's grab all our mats back from the small cargo container over here. And we're full. Yay. Back over to, not the assembler. Large cargo container up over here. We're just going to stick everything that isn't steel plates. Got some uranium, but that's fine. This is just our temporary base until we can get stuff set up properly. Really? 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 I am amazed. Really? Thank you. You know the dumb thing? We didn't have to do that. They're connected by the conveyor system. Yeah, I'm just stupid. Alright. Now my inventory is disorganized. Grr. Alrighty then. So let's take back our steel plates, and that used up a ton of iron though, so let's go put some iron in and get it smelting, shall we? So grabbed 911 kilograms worth of iron. Take it over to this assembler over here. Go to inventory. We're looking for the refinery though, but because they're connected, this can work. And this produces all the iron we need. And now, if we look, assemblers over here, where's the refinery? There it is. We can take the iron out of the refinery and stick it directly into the assembler. All very nice and simple. So let's get back to smelting things. I know about experimental mode. Wait, hold on. Okay, can we tell it to stop Thank you. I was really starting to get on my nerves. Yeah, if I sound tense or irritated, it's because I've had a long day. It's been a thing for me. I've been trying to record a bunch of different episodes for a couple different series that didn't end up working out. I was trying to find another good Minecraft CTM map, but it appears I got very, very lucky when I picked up Underground Secrets. Like, Underground Secrets is very good. It was exactly what I was looking for, and now that I'm looking for something similar to it, I'm having significantly greater difficulty finding it. Which isn't to say that the CTM maps I've found are bad, it's just they're not what I'm looking for. That's the issue. if that makes any sense whatsoever. So it's 25 steel plates to do this, so it's a couple hundred steel just to do this. Fortunately, steel plates are easy to make, but we only crafted up about 1,000 of them or so, so this will be what we start with. I don't want to encroach too much towards the iron or the ice, I just need a good place to stick a reactor. So we're going to need a small reactor, a station small reactor, or whatever you want to call it. And for right now, let's just stick it over here. We need a bunch of things. Just let's grab every component we have. I wish there was an easier way to know what components you need to have so you could grab them easier. But yeah, once we get a reactor going, I'll move a small cargo container. I'll drill out the current small cargo container that we have and move that over. Actually, we won't need thruster components, so no need for those. I don't think we need bulletproof glass either. We need large steel tubes and reactor components. Good news is we have a currently destroyed reactor that we've been mining at, so we can just grab what components we need from here, hopefully.
Inventory full.
Although, yeah, that's 2,000 reactor components. We'll just make the large steel tubes, I think. That was only... Oh, I see. Use the large steel tubes we need then. Let's go grab some more of those components. I thought our inventory was empty.
Inventory full.
Now it's empty. Now it's full. Alright, let's go get that reactor thingy going. Okay. So now this platform over here will get power. Power is just transmitted by it touching the same block as the power using item is on. Let's get a refinery going. As well as some assemblers. And a cargo container. I think we'll just go for a medium. Medium is only available for small ships, that's right. For some reason. You know what, we probably don't need a large one then. We'll just do a small one. We need interior plate. I'm going to keep bouncing back and forth looking for my components until I can get them all in a centralized place. It's going to be a thing with this series. Alright. Inventory full. Okay, we need metal grid, small steel tubes, and displays. Let's go get this thing running. So I think we can just do this, and for this we can just do that. And that should do it, right? Yeah, I think that'll do it. And for right now we're just going to do the one assembler. We need a bunch of stuff. Big notice, we need some steel plates, a bunch of them actually, computer, motor, large steel tube construction component, display, metal grid. Hopefully we have enough stuff to get all those, otherwise this is going to be a problem. Okay, here's some display, here's some metal grid, here's some small steel tube, here's some construction components. So we are going to need computers, I think that's silicon, but I think we have. Yeah, so production. Let's get about 20 computers. We're gonna need like another 1,000 of these. Alright, let that smelt up for a minute. Seriously, when we get towards the end game, I'm literally gonna be producing steel plate by the 100,000. Okay, so we need more construction components and computers. We need more construction component, computer, motor, large steel tubes, and steel plates. Alright. I'm currently only producing them with one assembler, which isn't great, but that's fine. So we need some motors, we need some construction components, we need some large steel tubes, we need some, what else do we need? You know, let's have that start working. Let's get another 500 of those going. Displays? I forget. You know what, we'll start with that. Okay, so we still need more computers, more large steel tubes, more construction components, and more steel plates. Is that enough motors? I know we're gonna need more computers still. Okay, more computer. Okay, so we still need large steel tube, computer, steel plate. So computer, large steel tube, steel plate. Okay, we can cut it out with the construction components. So there's large steel tube, there's steel plates, it's got another 100 computers as well. Here we don't need these, or this. Move this to here. Or these, or this, or this, or this, or these in our inventory. And yeah, it's not limited to just these slots, it's limited to the capacity based off of the weight of stuff. That's how inventories in this game work. You can have an infinite variety of items, but they each have their own weight, so it goes by the total weight of the items. That's when you stop having it. That's when you stop having inventory space. Whereas with Minecraft, for example, there's a stack system. I don't even know if this is enough steel plates. Needs computers. Needs computers and large steel tubes. We have enough steel plates right now. For like the next 5 minutes. Oh, there it is. Okay, neat. So let's go steal like 5 uranium from the other reactor. Our O2 is getting low again. Fortunately, we have that ice we dug up. Let's get 10, actually. 10 units of uranium. Grams? Kilograms? Not kilograms. Maybe it is kilograms, I don't know. Now, 10 grams of uranium is nothing, right? There we go. We have power. So now, any ores we stick in here will go into the refinery and be auto-smelted, and anything we request to be constructed over here will be, it will pull from said refinery. And this is just a basic 1 or 2 thing setup, but it's the start of something bigger. So, if we go over to... Do we still have ore? In the large cargo container, yeah. So if we go up over here, boop, we grab this, and we go to our platform. We stick it in here. Observe what happens. The refinery has grabbed it automatically. And then we go over here. It has nothing in it. We go to production. We tell it make some steel plates. It made it. It grabbed it from over there. Even though it didn't think it had, it did. So yeah, that's cool. So that's how push and pull request works. This had a pull request for requesting stuff from this, and this had a pull request too, and some things will have a push request, like drills have a push request. They try and push stuff into the inventories they're connected to, like this ice, for example. Speaking of which, let's go attack that to the oxygen generator, which we're going to be moving over, along with the medical room. Speaking of the medical room, oh, our suit power is not great. To be fair, we've been doing a lot of manual welding. So yeah, just stick this ice in here, it converts it, and now if we stick this hydrogen bottle in here, for example, it should fill up. Right? Maybe, I don't know. What's in our inventory that's eating up so much space? Oh, there's more ice, that's right. Wait. I thought this... There we go. Now if we access it, yeah, that hydrogen bottle filled up. We must have only put in like 100 of it. Alright, cool. So for right now, we're just going to be storing everything in here till we can get a proper storage system going. But yeah. So now, what do we want to do next? I want to get a much bigger platform going. So there is something you can do. Options, I think it's under game. Nope. No, wait, there it is. I saw it. Game single block, we're going to switch it over to line mode. Okay, that's applied. So now, do I have steel plate in my inventory now? Let's go grab it. I only have 15 steel plates, though. It costs 1 just to place the thing, so we are going to want steel plates. Right He's 150. Let's go request another 1,000 to be constructed over here. There we go. So now, if I'm correct, if we... maybe it's control hold? No? Shift hold? The button hold? Maybe it's not available in survival mode? That's weird. So now we've got a whole bunch of plates that we gotta smelt up, right? And to be fair, we have the elite wrench. We can do that. We can just... And we're out of steel plates, but the fact remains that we could do this. But that's kind of lame, isn't it? We should make a ship that does this for us, although honestly, just in the time it took for me to talk about this, we've already done it. Another reason we want to do it, though, is because this eats up our battery. Like, we can't... Yeah, words. So I can't hold a lot of steel plates in my inventory, even if I had all the steel plates in the world being made in this assembler here. So that's a problem. Let's go smelt this up. If I manual weld, it takes my suit power, so I gotta pause frequently to go recharge my suit at my medical bay. That's not great, and there's no wireless charging in this game, as far as I'm aware of. And yeah, I can't hold a whole bunch, so I have to stop for that too, and I gotta refill my oxygen, and it's a whole mess. So, if I had a ship that could do that for me, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? So yeah, just like there's drills for the hand drill, there's welders and grinders and even guns, although we really don't need those so much. Here, let's go here. Where is ore detector? Toggle block on and off. Let's turn off the ore detector when we don't need it. I'm just going to set this guy down over here so we don't lose him if I bump him. Very good. Now we just turn him off, and his landing gear will keep him locked. Yep, and there we go. It's also pretty ugly, but it works. Okay, I'm not holding my mouse down. Okay, so the mouse is going. Yay. I literally just replaced this thing. Also, something needed to be smelted up. That's not great. Yeah, thruster damage is on, so that is going to influence how I design my ships a bit. So, I kind of want to take a blueprint of this guy, or use a blueprint I already have, via the projector. Let's look at that. We're also going to want some... We're going to want some of these anyways. Here, let's go light armor block. So, place, not over there. Okay, let's turn this bad boy back on for a minute. We need construction component, large steel tube, motor, computer. Construction component, I don't know where large steel tube is. Computer, motor. Large steel tubes are probably in the other thing. I gotta move the inventories over and organize it, but that's gonna be at a different point. I don't want to bore you guys with just item movement and stuff. Okay, so we go to control panel, projector. Okay, so not custom data, blueprints. We're gonna pull a blueprint, and I want a ship I've already designed once. Where is it? Welder Mark III? Maybe? I mean, there's the Mark II, so this must be the Mark III. Yeah. Okay, so now we gotta go G. Back to here. Projector. So... Yeah, now you can see the item is moving above us, like if you look at the top of the screen over here, because we adjusted the horizontal offset. Yep. There we go. I think in order to weld properly, this thing is going to need... Oh, these take the large thrusters, that's right. Doesn't this melt the floor beneath it, though? Wasn't that an issue with this, I recall? Whatever. So I could use a blueprint I've already made, just use one of these. Or I could do something different, but I think I'm just going to use a blueprint I've already made. So now this one's kind of hard is the issue. So, see, if we go to the projector... We go to show only buildable? No. See, the thing is, I gotta move this thing around until I can weld with it because the projector is touching something. And I think I got lucky, and we can weld this block over here. Except, probably not. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I wish there was a way to just say, hey, I've supplied this projector over here with the ingredients necessary, build the projection. Because if I go F10, and I go ahead and I pull up the welder thing, and I click OK, that gives me a ghost image I can now use, right? But I don't get it. It makes no sense, because I can't place this. So I don't know. And you lose it, well, you're supposed to lose it by switching to something. So, the game is in beta, but, like, the developer said that it's pretty much feature complete, and it still feels kind of half-finished over here to me. I don't know, maybe I don't understand what I'm doing. I forget, did these need to be welded for this to work right? I forgot. Yeah, I don't think you could weld these things out yourself. So another thing we could do with this ghost image is just use it for the sake of knowing what this is supposed to look like. Because I think what I'm instead going to do is, instead of using a projection I've already had, I'm going to, I'm just going to build it from scratch. Alright, so let's go to color picker, get ourselves a nice red, and now we're going to build a thing. So here, sneak to our other hotbar. We want light armor blocks, we want cargo. We're going to go for 2 large cargoes, was it? Or was it medium cargoes? It was large, that's right. We want a cockpit. And we're going to use the small thrusters for right now. Anything else we need off the bat? A reactor, some gyroscopes. It wasn't a small reactor, it was a large reactor. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and build ourselves the new ship. Let's check our inventory. We got these. Do we have interior plates in here? No. We should grab some interior plates for the things that require interior plates. Okay, very good. Alrighty then. So now let's go ahead and smelt these up just to get ourselves a good base work. Okay. See, I always used I call it a bumblebee pattern, but that's not it at all. Okay, so the big hole is on top, right? Darn it! This is what I was afraid of. Starting it again. Grr. What was F1? Tutorials, basic controls, advanced controls. Alright. That might be worth looking out later. Like, I know how to play this game. I've played it before. But maybe I don't know the advanced tips. So yeah, the cockpit goes on top over there. The welder goes one way. This goes the other. Up here. Yes. Okay, good. And the reactor hooks up over here. I think the only real way to access it was through the top, right? Or, no, wait. There was a thing. Okay, cool. Do you think I could weld this up without screwing it up? We need construction component. Oh, we need everything. Alright, let's go grab the thing. I know we're gonna need reactor components. So let's grab these. Once we get some uranium in there with the thrusters attached, we'll be okay. construction components. I'm just supplying ingredients to the other things. And we're full again. This is why we need the welding ship, but even so, the welding ship can't do small ships so well. Need displays, need reactor components. Alright, let's go mine up some more reactor components. Our inventory's almost full again.
Inventory full.
I tried playing with realistic settings originally, but like I'm having difficulty with 10 times inventory size, much less realistic. Really? Alright, fine, whatever. What do we have in us that we don't need? We do need these. We don't need these. Construction components weigh a ton, wow. Anything else? I think we still need some displays. Can we go produce like 100 displays? Actually, scratch that. 15 should be good. Display, bulletproof glass, reactor components. Okay, so we didn't need construction components. Metal grids. Now, here's the bulletproof glass, here's some reactor components. We can have these for right now. Yep, that's the timer for the end of the episode. We're gonna keep going. I have done nothing this episode so far. Is it moving? I think we're okay. I think the sun just moved. Interior plates. We don't have those. Okay, let's just stick some thrusters on this. We need steel plate, that's right, darn it. There we go. Don't care too much about the unknown signals, because I can craft up better stuff than they could give me anyways. I just want some omnidirectional thrustering on this before I bump it off into space again. Needs thruster components and construction components, and probably a bunch of other stuff, but that's it for right now. Here's 100 construction components. Do we have thruster components anywhere, or do I gotta go do this? Okay. Yeah, now having elite tools right off the bat is gonna make the early game grind a little bit less painful. Okay. Doing much better. Now if we bump into it. I don't know why inertia dampeners weren't on, but whatever. Oh yeah, that's right, it needs gyroscopes. I forget why I put these, so I'm just gonna stick them over here for right now. And again, we're gonna want a whole bunch of it. I should really just stick to one hotbar, honestly. You know what? Yeah. There we go, gyroscope. We can turn in stuff now. It looks stupid, but it's temporary. I just wanted something that wouldn't fly off into space. Whew. Alrighty then. Let's go get a connector for the back. And yeah, I'm just gonna... Here, let me do something. There we go. Okay, we're just gonna use one hotbar because I'm sick and tired of trying to switch between the two. Okay, got a connector. I kind of wish I'd kept that projector, to be honest, just so I could see what I was doing before, but that's fine. We're just going to design this as is. So we're going to want some conveyors. You know what? We're going to save the front for a little bit later. Let's go get some more gyros. What is CY? Oh, power efficiency module? What's it do? I think that's new. Okay, so we want some gyros. Like I said, I color code my ships. Blue are mining ships, but red is construction. That's my phone dinging, letting me know something happened. Neat. Okay, cool. So we got gyroscopes on this thing, so if we turn it, it does turn. Whoa. Whoa, does it turn? So we're actually going to turn those off for the most part. They're only going to be on when the cargo hold is full. Cargo hold is full. Yeah, that was words. We don't need these here anymore. Didn't need them in the first place, but whatever. So, do we want to do thrusters next? Like, do them properly? Sure. Let's try not to bump it in the opposite direction of what... Oh, it held down. It held down. That's stupid. I think I can put it back, though. Okay, the big issue is going to be... Remember that issue I was talking about, where the mouse button would hold down sometimes? Yeah, it just happened. I gotta get that fixed. So, are these still attached? Nope. You know what that means? This is gonna start drifting again. It's fine. Is it moving right now? Maybe very slowly, but I'll push my luck a little. Okay, so here's the trick. We want a bunch of thrust, right? We want forward thrust, we want backward thrust. And we're just gonna borrow the same configuration we did on the other ship. Like 3 thrusters per direction, I think was the trick. How did we get that actually? It was 6 per direction, that's right. And it was like, Actually, here's a question. Why am I doing... Like, why am I building it off a 2x3 on a 3x3 block? Just... Yeah. What if I did it like this instead? Is it moving? No. It's just so disorienting, because you don't know whether you're the thing moving or if it's moving with you. You know, this was what I was doing originally. Don't know why I thought it was different. Probably because I did a 2x3 instead of a 3x3 for the sideways thrusters. Then just repeat the pattern for the other side. And what's cool about this shape is that I can use it for all 3 of my utility ships, all 4 of them technically, because you can change it so that this is just a cargo ship. It has a connector in the front and back, so it's easy for it to connect to other ships to move cargo around. You can stick welders, grinders, drills. It's a very good ship body, this over here. I do like the shape of it. It's also very good utility-wise. Combat-wise, it kind of sucks, obviously, but I'm not much for combat in this game, to be honest. I mean, it's fun in practice. I mean, it's fun. It sounds fun, but then when you start to do it, you realize, hey, this is kind of meh. Oh, oxygen, wow. Alright, cool. Gotta watch out. Because I have a full inventory, it takes me longer to stop and stuff. Perfect. Did that just restore my hydrogen as well? Yeah, my hydrogen... Oh, yeah, that's right. The medbay can restore hydrogen if there's hydrogen in the system via conveyors. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, there's a reason why I switched to the large thrusters, because they're the size of a 2x3x4, I think is the size of the engine itself, although it does have a larger cone of thruster damage. So instead of having all these small engines over here, because what I was actually doing is I was sticking more engines over here to the sides on some of the bigger ships, but for right now, because I'm going to have smaller loads of cargo, I'm going to stick to less thrusters. Anyways, because of that, I was using large thrusters because they've boost. They're the size of they are the size of 6 thrusters, but they have the boost of 12 small thrusters. Okay, moving on to the front. Great, now I can't talk again. Okay, we're going to want conveyors. We're going to want large conveyors, though. So here's conveyor 2, conveyor junction, conveyor curve. Shouldn't need a conveyor sorter. And we're going to want welders. So, this over here. And there's something to note about this design. There is a flaw in the design. It is a flawed design, but it's the best I could come up with, really. Grr. And we're out of stuff. We need interior plates and other things, and basically everything. These construction components and motors and small steel tubes. Here's construction component, production. Let's get a bunch of small steel tubes and some motors going. Let's get some more over here if there aren't any, because there should be something in here, right? Just some iron in the refinery. Right, neat. And we're out of room, so let's move some of those thruster components over. Construction components. Alright. We need like 1,000 construction components, and they take a while to do, so we're just gonna... Actually, construction components are just iron. Let's do it over here. Now I've got my inventory split up, so it seems like it's a bad thing, but trust me, this will work. Yeah, see how long that takes? Alright. Needs another 35 construction components. Hey, look what we found. So I'll explain the weakness with the design once I'm done here, but let me just set this up. God, it is so much harder than it should be for me to do this. I can't, it's not precise enough, it's too sensitive. I should probably just turn down mouse sensitivity, but then I'm gonna be like, ugh, now it's weird that way too. I don't like that. Oh my goodness, how did I get that so wrong? This is going to be the most entertaining footage, by the way. Like, it's only going to be me building stuff or occasionally going after something, but for the most part, this is as entertaining as it gets. If this isn't your cup of tea, just trust me, don't bother watching. It's not going to get any better. So we need more small steel tubes, more motors, and more interior plates, and more construction components. I don't know, this is something that I find hard to watch, but fun to play. Let's go production. We get some small steel tubes, some more motors, and we have construction components ourselves. Like, I don't know, this scratches an itch I didn't realize I had. Eventually we'll get, like, military stuff and whatnot, but we need, like, magnesium for bullets and ammunition and stuff. Okay, then. Now we just need the welders. There's a reason I'm doing a 3x3 head of welders. They help each other out. It's great. I forget how I liked them to all be oriented. I do need them all to be oriented in the same direction. We need large steel tubes, computers, construction components. Large steel tube, construction component, and computer. That should be enough large steel tubes. Let's go grab our construction components. It's nice to have 10 times speed assemblers and what have you. Okay, very good. So it is missing a couple things, but this is more or less the shape of it. We want a landing gear on it. We're also going to start using cameras. So here, I think I always stuck the landing gear over here, right? Yeah, I forget. Which way is forward? It doesn't matter. I think it might be an omnidirectional landing gear. So the other thing I really want to have is a cameras. Which means we're also going to want some light armor blocks and some spotlights. Wait, spotlights are over there. And there's a reason for this. Set this over to a slope. Then careful over here. Make sure that the word camera is facing upright. Very good. And then we do something similar up over here. I don't know if it matters with the spotlights. Okay. Very good. How we doing? Decently good thrusting. Honestly, I'm thinking we might need better thrusting. I'm wondering if we should double it up. Like this. And maybe, well, no, I want there to be roughly equal thrusting in all directions, because the thing with space is there is no up, there is no down. There is, like, cardinal directions don't exist. I might have just nuked. Oh yeah, there they are. Okay, we gotta get this stuff over there. I didn't realize what was gonna happen. Yeah, the components all separated.
Inventory full.
And our inventory is full again. What I should have done is I should have been using a basic grinder. That would have been fine. Alright, not too bad. Anything of note that we want from here? Everything else, basically. Okay, cool. See, with the old welder, if you didn't need to weld some... Oh, we're missing construction components, that's why. We're missing Oh, must be in the cargo, that's right. With the old welder, it would stop welding even if you were holding down the button, as if it didn't have anything it could weld. I really liked that. But we'll be fine like this. Because right now, if we duplicate this pattern on the other side, that... I hate it when it holds down. Where is my... There it is. Because right now, if we duplicate this pattern on the other side, we will have 6, 12, 3, 6, 12 thrusters for every direction, left, up, down, forward, backwards, but left, right will only have 9 instead of 12. That was my issue with this pattern. And I think I solved that by just moving this up. Yeah, I think that was how I solved it, before I switched over to using large thrusters. But then it's not so symmetrical, and that kind of bugs me a little, but I'm not gonna, like, get all asinine about it. I just want a thing that can move around really quickly, even when it's full of materials. And this was the design I ended up going for. Yay. Now we just gotta do the same thing over here. So, like I said, this allows us to move around, weld more faster, have a larger capacity, and furthermore, if you're in a cockpit and your suit needs energy, it feeds off the reactor. It just plugs in and feeds it somehow. Ow, the thruster hurts. So yeah, that's really cool. And if that cockpit actually has the ability to provide you with hydrogen or oxygen, it will do that too, if you need it. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That should be enough thrusting power, I hope. It looks ugly. I'm just really horribly bad at making things look good in this game. Yeah, now look at how well we move around. Not too shabby. Like, if we really wanted to get moving, we could. Alright, so first things first, though. Let's see. We gotta go over here. Ooh, that's right, over here first. Thrust. We gotta take all those thrusters. 92 thrusters were built on this at one point. Thrusters. Save that group. Same thing for spotlights. Let's see, what else? We need to get the cameras going. Camera. So here, let's click view. What is this, the front or the back? That's the back. So the first one is the back camera. Rename this to rear camera. And this one here will be front camera. Very good. What else? Cockpit. Connector. Gyroscope. Let's just name this gyroscope 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the sake of convenience. Thruster, landing gear, large reactor, large cargo container. Spotlight 1 and 2. Welder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, I didn't screw up the welders at least. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, welders. Welders. Okay, so now if we go over here, and we go groups, add in welders, toggle block on and off, add in spotlights, add in thrusters, and then other things. All blocks, we want cam, view front camera, view rear camera, what else? Add in welder. Okay, that's cool. So now we can manually control it via left click, right click, just like the things, except welders don't have a right click action. Neat. So welders will actually kill us if we touch them while they're active. It's a thing. So turn off spotlights, save some power. Yeah, seriously, look at the power draw on the spotlights. We didn't even like boost the intensity or anything. It's crazy. So again, we need some space to put this thing, right? Okay, what was it? Middle mouse to color or to pick? Okay, so what was the color picker? Shift P, that's right. Alright, let's go do a test run, shall we? So now we got this large swath of steel plating, right? And we need more. Like, we're gonna keep building more. That's just a tiny thing. This is the wrong place. Let's just have this make. It's got 2,000 iron, right? Let's have it make like 1,000. Here's a bunch of steel plating. I want to try something. Conveyor? Yep. And connector. Because maybe that was the wrong type of connector, but it shouldn't have been. Need steel plates and small steel tubes and construction components. And I cannot access this anymore. Here's some steel plating. Yeah, we don't need this here anymore. We have construction components over there, and we need some small steel tubes as well. Okay, cool. Let's go grab our construction components from over here. Just need small steel tubes. I know, I built the welder ship and I'm not using it, but it's kind of too big to fit in here. Oh, we need motors. This is why we need more than one assembler, because right now I have to keep interrupting it to go make 1,000,000,001 other things. Oh, there's some motors in there I should have grabbed. Oh well. Okay. Did the light turn green? It did. Alright. So, we got this thing over here. It's actually pretty decently mobile. So this is why I wanted that rear camera. I think it's 5 for the rear camera. Yeah. Controls are inverted. Get it to line up just about here. And yeah, we could... Ooh, ooh. Sparks. Oh, it works. We're connected. Yes! Alright. So, we just connected the ship, so let me explain what's happened here. We can now share stuff via inventory and even control parts of their ship. In fact, I think I might have actually done a dumb thing, but we'll wait on that for a minute. Okay, cool. So, the big thing I wanted to do was get the... Oh, I don't know which cargo container is what now. How do we filter it? Oh, you can filter it to what type of inventories. That's fine, though. Alright, so you know what, we'll just move them to the cockpit for right now. So this won't move, but this will move to the cockpit. Cool. Then we press P, and that disconnects us again. And now, will this turn these off? I forget. Yeah, it still will. There was an issue where if you wanted groups like for thrusters on this and thrusters on the big ship, you'd have to have them be welder thrusters versus big ship thrusters. Otherwise, if you tried to toggle the welder thrusters, it would also toggle the big ship thrusters because the group names are the same. It's just something I got into the habit of doing, but I forgot to do with this one. But I think we'll be okay because, I mean, this is a station now. It doesn't need thrusters. In fact, we're going to steal its thrusters. So this is the welder mark. Oh, we need a beacon. That's right. That's what I was forgetting. And probably a couple other things too, but for right now, a beacon. We need steel plate. Actually, we don't want it up here. We want it back over this way. Oh, that's right. We would stick the thing over here, wouldn't we? Maybe? I forget. Needs one computer. Ow. Oop. Oh, yeah, let's grab a whole bunch. Ooh. That's right. There we go, now it's at the right thing. Okay, so we got our beacon. Let's quickly just go in here and rename it to Welder MK1. Okay. Hold on, we forgot to do the thing. I'm sorry. I keep saying I'm going to do this or that, and I keep getting distracted. Switch the broadcast down over to 1000. Okay, so let me explain, finally. So this is my typical design for the Welder Mark 1. It's a pretty good design. You can fly around pretty easily. You have plenty of thrusting power. I do end up switching these out for large thrusters eventually, typically. The big thing to note about, though, extra gyroscopes, turn off the ones that you don't need. That way you can still spin even when you have a full load or an empty load. Extra thrusters again for that, but you just move really fast when you have the extra thrusters, and I like that. Camera up front so you can see what you're doing, because if we go first person mode over here, it can be kind of hard to see what we're doing, whereas if we go to the camera, a little easier, right? Yeah. Cameras also have a zoom function, which is kind of cool. I usually stick one in the front and back of most of my ships. So all of these welders will apply the welding ability, like if these were provided all the materials but weren't welded up yet, like pretend that these numbers were full but they weren't welded up yet for some reason, then they would still weld. However, I believe that only the middle row, or rather, some of these welders over here, because of the way these connectors here work, the conveyor junctions work, will not actually be welding. In fact, I think only the middle row over here is going to weld properly. Or alternatively, if I had rotated the things, it would be the top row, this middle section over here. The reason for that is, for some reason, some items cannot go through these tiny conveyor junctions over here, and there is no six-sided big conveyor junction for small ships. I don't know why not, it's just a thing. So the middle welders over here, here will provide items, and they actually have a decently long radius, and these top and bottom rows will provide welding ability because they can't provide items. If you build a grinder in this shape, the top layer and bottom layers will fill up with items, but they won't be able to push the items through to the cargo containers. Meanwhile, if you have items in the cargo containers and you need it to weld the things, it will pull from the cargo containers for these welders, but only to the middle row. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's go test it out, shall we? Welders have been switched to on, so they will automatically apply to anything they touch. Away we go. And a cool thing you can do, just turn off your dampeners, and yep, pretty cool. Ow. Yeah, there was some sparks I saw. Probably these got hit or something. Everything looks good. Maybe it was the welders themselves? Eh. Here, let me go grab... where was it? Over here? I'll just weld these up manually because it's right next to the ship and I don't want to hurt it. Yeah, that's how you make a welder in this game, or at least that's how I do it. Feel free to tell me what your favorite design is, how you like to do it, that sort of thing. Because I'm curious to see how other people play this game. Because, like, I watched a couple people play a couple videos, but for the most part I'm self-taught, so yeah. Like this, I'm sure there's better ways of doing thrusters than this, better things I should be doing or looking out for. I also only have an understanding up to some intermediate parts of the games. I have no clue how antennas and those types of things work. I don't know how to wirelessly move a ship. Pistons and rotors I haven't even touched because I heard they were buggy as all things unholy, but the bugginess appears to have gone away in recent patches, so who knows. I guess there's a joke on the Space Engineers subreddit, the Dark Lord Clang or whatever, who rules over Space Engineers, and if you use something with pistons or rotors or anything that moves or has any logic to it, he likes to blow it up as tribute or something. I don't know. Anyways, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys again in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Hold on. Yeah. Bye-bye.